Good morning and welcome to yet another adventure. Right now, we're on a plane heading to Hanoi, Vietnam. This will be our very first time visiting the country, and we couldn't be more excited. We're not exactly sure what to expect, but we've done a little research about Vietnam beforehand. Since it's the Christmas season, we're guessing it's going to be pretty busy with tourists. Before we jump into our adventure, let me quickly take you back to how we got here. We traveled all the way from Cebu, but unfortunately, there are no direct flights from Cebu to Vietnam. We had to book a connecting flight. Our options were either Manila or Hong Kong. Considering how busy Manila airport gets, especially during this time of year, we decided to go with Hong Kong, assuming it wouldn't be as crowded as Manila. It took us about 3 hours to fly from Mactan Cebu International Airport to Hong Kong, and the views were absolutely stunning, especially as we approached Hong Kong International Airport. The buildings towered toward the sky, standing in contrast to the magnificent mountains. It was indeed a perfect evening greeting as we touched down. Since Hong Kong does not require visas for Filipinos, everything went smoothly. It was around 6:30 in the evening when we arrived in Hong Kong, and our flight to Hanoi is scheduled at 7:35 a.m. the following day, so we had an 11-hour layover. Considering the prices of hotels in Hong Kong, we opted to spend the night inside the airport. We managed to find a spot, but it was not the most comfortable situation we had.
So, gikan sa ubos.
Alright, we've just landed at Noi Bai International Airport in Hanoi. The flight was a little over an hour. We took advantage of that time to rest up since we didn't get much sleep last night. Anyway, our next move is to head to a place called the Old Quarter. That's where we've got our hotel booked, and we're really looking forward to checking it out. But before we can do that, we need to go through immigration first. After that, we'll grab a local SIM card to make sure we're connected throughout the trip. Oh, and of course, we'll need to withdraw some local currency. Hopefully, we'll find an ATM in the airport so we can get some cash to kickstart our adventure.
Kana eSIM.
We did manage to find an ATM, and luckily it had instructions in English, which made things a lot easier. So we've got some cash in hand now, which is a huge relief.
Nagbawal lang po.
Since it's still pretty early and we've got plenty of time before we can check into our hotel, we decided to grab a bite. We found this awesome little restaurant tucked away at the end of the airport on the left side, if you're facing the terminal. We ordered a meal set, which comes with 2 bowls of pho, of course, since we've heard so much about it. It also comes with drinks and a platter of seasonal fruits. All of that together cost us 344,000 Vietnam dong. We also added some fried Chinese curlers, which we're not familiar with, but we're eager to try. They cost an additional 15,000 Vietnam dong. Alright, so now that we're all nice and full, it's time to make our way to the Old Quarter. But before we get there, we need to figure out how to get a ride. Of course, we could just grab a taxi to get there quickly, but today, we're going to take a bus. We're looking for bus number 86. It's supposed to be stationed right outside the terminal, on the left-hand side if you're walking out. Just don't mind the face mask struggle. It's either the mask is just too small or I've just got a large face. Either way, it's honestly annoying, but I had to wear a mask since I'm dealing with sinusitis and the air quality right now is not great.
To Old Quarter here?
Old Quarter.
Here. How much?
45.
45.
I was pretty surprised by how comfortable it turned out to be. I was expecting it to be a bit more cramped and crowded, but it's actually been quite the opposite. The bus isn't nearly as full as I anticipated, which makes the ride a lot more relaxing. Plus, the seats are surprisingly comfy, so I'm feeling pretty good about the whole journey. Looking around, I can see that most of the other passengers are tourists. It's nice to see so many people from different places, all heading to the same exciting destination. The bus ride is supposed to take about an hour according to Google Maps. We alighted in one of the bus stops around Old Quarters. Even though there are sidewalks, they often spill over with people, shops, and parked motorcycles, and it's honestly what makes the city's vibe so interesting. Walking through the streets here, you'll find pedestrians and vehicles completely sharing the road in what seems like a beautiful, chaotic dance. It's not uncommon to see motorbikes weaving through crowds of people, or people casually strolling alongside traffic, and despite the hustle, there's a certain rhythm to it all. Walking through the streets of Hanoi, you'll come across some truly fascinating scenes. Vintage-looking jeepneys and pedicabs, all tuned to the memories of the Vietnam War, can be spotted weaving through traffic. As we walk through the bustling streets of Hanoi, one thing becomes clear. The streets are absolutely filled with stores. Everywhere you look, there's a shop, and it's hard not to be drawn in. In Vietnam, coffee is more than just a drink. It's a cultural experience. And today, we had the pleasure of immersing ourselves in it at a local coffee shop.
You, it's strong for you. It's color coffee.
Okay.
It's medium strong.
At night, Hanoi's vibrant energy doesn't fade. If anything, it intensifies. The streets are alive with activity, and by Hon Kim Lake, the scene is especially magical. Locals gather near the water, joyfully dancing to lively music. The atmosphere is filled with laughter and the rhythmic beats of traditional tunes. After a full day of exploring, we treat ourselves to a classic banh mi, crispy, flavorful, and a true taste of Vietnam. Today we set out to explore Ninh Binh, the ancient capital of Vietnam, a place where history and nature intertwine in the most captivating way. Our guide, a vibrant and passionate local, shared his deep pride for the area's rich history, explaining how Ninh Binh was strategically chosen as the capital for its natural defenses. Surrounded by rugged mountains and intersected by rivers, the location made it difficult for invaders, particularly the Chinese, to breach the city. This natural fortress not only played a pivotal role in protecting the capital, but also helped shape Vietnam's resilience throughout history. As he spoke, his enthusiasm brought the past to life, and we felt more connected to the story of this ancient city.
In Vietnam, we have four holy animals. Yes, four holy animals. The dragon is for the symbol for the king. The phoenix symbol for the queen. The unicorn symbol for the prince or the servant. And the last one is a turtle. The turtle is for long live the king.
Next, we embarked on a boat journey through the rivers, paddling through serene waters that wound their way between towering limestone cliffs. The landscape was nothing short of mesmerizing. Massive rock formations stood like sentinels, their jagged edges piercing the sky, while lush greenery clung to every surface. As we ventured deeper into the mountains, the river led us into a subterranean wonder where the passage was carved through stone and darkness.
Yan, ulo, ulo. Wow. Ito siya.
There's an interesting trend I've noticed here. The number of female paddlers seems to vastly outnumber the men, and as it turns out, there's a very practical reason for that. The local men typically work at a nearby cement factory, a crucial part of the local economy, leaving the women handle the paddling for eager tourists, each playing their part in supporting the community. The whole experience felt like a journey into another world, and it was easy to see why this area served as the backdrop for the movie King Kong. The cliffs, the rivers, and the thick jungle gave the entire place an otherworldly feel, as though we had stepped into a different era where nature reigned supreme. After this peaceful journey through the waterways, we set our sights on the next adventure, climbing one of Ninh Binh famous karst peaks.
Konti na lang. Konti na lang. Oo.
Go, never mind. Yeah. Bye bye.
Đi Trang An, à quên
The view from the summit made every step worth it. The sheer beauty of the surrounding landscape unfolded beneath us, with winding rivers cutting through lush valleys and towering mountains surrounding the area like guardians. It was an unforgettable sight. However, it wasn't just the view that made the summit memorable. It was the crowds of fellow travelers vying for the perfect photo opportunity. As we reached the top, it became clear that the summit was a popular destination, and there was a bit of friendly competition for the best spots to snap that perfect shot. This is a perfect spot to cap off our adventure here in Hanoi. Thank you for joining us. Always remember, the world is vast and too beautiful to stay in one place. Venture out and embrace its wonders. May all of you have a great day and see you next time.
All right.
Hey!